Stop what you're doing right now. Because what I'm about to tell you, what Triple H and Nick Khan just dropped on the WWE Universe, is going to shake the very foundation of professional wrestling as we know it. And I'm not being dramatic. This is real. This is happening. And whether you're a die-hard WWE fan, a casual viewer, or someone who stopped watching years ago, this will affect you. The mourning has officially begun, ladies and gentlemen, and by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly why the wrestling world is in absolute chaos right now. Hello viewers, if you're new here, please don't forget to like and hit that subscribe button for daily updates on WWE Raw. Here's what they're not telling you on the main WWE broadcasts. Here's what's being whispered in locker rooms, what's being discussed in emergency board meetings, and what insiders have been begging to go public with for weeks now. Triple H and Nick Khan just made an announcement that is going to fundamentally change WWE programming as we know it. And I'm not talking about a new championship design. I'm not talking about a returning legend or a surprise debut. I'm talking about something that will make the Monday Night Wars look like a minor disagreement. Something that will divide the WWE Universe right down the middle. Something that has already caused multiple superstars to hold private meetings with management, questioning their future with the company. You want to know what it is? WWE is implementing a mandatory rotation system for their main roster superstars. Starting in early 2026, your favorite wrestlers, the ones you tune in every single week to watch, will be off television for extended periods. We're talking 3 to 4 month breaks, mandated, non-negotiable, rotating. And here's the part that's going to make your blood boil. This isn't for rest. This isn't for injury prevention. This is a business decision designed to maximize profits, reduce contractual obligations, and, here's the kicker, prepare for something much bigger that they're not telling us about yet. Now, before you click off this video thinking I've lost my mind, stay with me, because the evidence is overwhelming, the patterns are undeniable, and the implications are going to change everything about how we consume WWE content. Let me break this down for you piece by piece, and I guarantee by the end of this video, you're going to be just as outraged as I am. The announcement breakdown. So let's start with what was actually said versus what it really means. During a recent investor call, and notice how they always drop the bombshells during investor calls, not on Raw or SmackDown where the actual fans are watching, Nick Khan laid out what he called talent optimization strategies for sustained growth and brand expansion. Corporate speak, fancy words that mean absolutely nothing to you and me. But here's what he really said when you translate it from corporate garbage into plain English. We have too many talented performers under contract, and instead of featuring them consistently, we're going to rotate them in and out to create artificial scarcity, increase merchandise sales during their return periods, and reduce our weekly production obligations. Triple H, our beloved game, the guy who promised us he was going to be different from Vince, the guy who said he understood the fans, he backed this up. He actually sat there and said this rotation system would keep the product fresh and prevent audience burnout. Let me tell you what causes audience burnout, Hunter. You know what causes burnout? Inconsistent storytelling, dropped storylines, pushing performers the fans don't want to see while keeping the ones we love off television. That's what causes burnout. You know what we don't get burned out on? Watching our favorite superstars every single week in compelling storylines that actually go somewhere. But here's where it gets even more infuriating. The rotation system isn't going to apply to everyone equally. Oh no, that would be too fair, wouldn't it? According to multiple sources, and I'm talking about people inside the company, people who have been reliable for years, there's going to be a tier system. Tier 1 superstars, your Roman Reigns, your Cody Rhodes, your Bianca Belair types, they're safe. They'll be on television consistently because they're the moneymakers, the mainstream crossover stars. Tier 2 and 3, that's where your favorites live. That's where the wrestlers who bust their tails every single week, who show up, who perform, who connect with audiences, Those are the ones getting rotated out. And before anyone says, well, this will give opportunities to younger talent, stop. Just stop. You know what gives opportunities to younger talent? Good booking, building new stars alongside established ones, creating compelling storylines that elevate everyone involved, not removing established stars and hoping fans will just accept whoever you throw at them next. The real reason. Now let's talk about why this is actually happening, because the official explanation is pure corporate nonsense designed to keep shareholders happy and fans confused. Here's the reality, and this is where it gets really interesting. WWE is preparing for a massive international expansion. I'm not talking about occasional shows in Saudi Arabia or premium live events in the UK. I'm talking about establishing permanent weekly programming in multiple international markets. Nick Khan has been in talks with broadcasting partners in India, Japan, Australia, and several European countries about creating region-specific WWE content. Not just Raw and SmackDown with translated commentary, we're talking completely different shows, different rosters, different storylines. And here's where the rotation system comes in. They need bodies. They need recognizable names to launch these international brands. But they don't want to hire new people because that costs money. So instead, they're going to rotate current roster members through different markets, claiming it keeps things fresh, when really it's just maximizing the value they get from existing contracts. Think about it. If Finn Balor is off US television for 3 months, where do you think he's going? If Shinsuke Nakamura suddenly disappears from SmackDown, where's he heading? If Becky Lynch takes a break, what market do you think she's building up? This is asset management, plain and simple. WWE is treating their performers like interchangeable parts in a global machine, and they're expecting us to just accept it. But here's where it gets darker. This rotation system also solves another problem WWE has been dealing with: contract negotiations. You know what happens when a superstar is on television every week, consistently over with the crowd, moving merchandise? They have leverage. They can go to management and say, I want more money, or I want creative control, or I want a reduced schedule. And WWE has to listen, because that superstar has proven value. But what happens when that same superstar is only on TV 8 months out of the year? Suddenly, their metrics drop. Their merchandise sales aren't as consistent. Their social media engagement fluctuates. And when contract renewal time comes around, WWE can point to those numbers and say, see, you're not as valuable as you think you are. This isn't about keeping the product fresh, folks. This is control. This is about reducing the negotiating power of the talent. This is about maximizing profits while minimizing risk. And Triple H knows this. Nick Khan knows this. They're not stupid. They're just hoping we are. The superstar reactions. Now, you might be wondering, what are the superstars saying about this? Are they okay with it? Have they agreed to these terms? Here's where things get really spicy. According to multiple reports from reliable wrestling journalists, and I'm talking Wade Keller, Dave Meltzer, Sean Ross Sapp, people who have proven track records, there have been heated discussions backstage. Several top stars have gone directly to Triple H to express their concerns. And we're not just talking about mid-card guys worried about their spots. We're talking main event talent. We're talking champions. We're talking people who have carried this company through different eras. The concerns break down into a few key categories. How do you build long-term storylines when performers are going to be gone for months at a time? How do you create meaningful rivalries? How do you develop characters when their presence is going to be sporadic? One superstar, who requested anonymity, told a wrestling news outlet, "We've been asking for long-term booking for years. Now they're telling us they're going to rotate us out for months at a time? How does that work? Do storylines just pause? Do we pretend they never happened? This is insane." And they're right. Think about some of the best storylines in WWE history. The Mega Powers explosion, Stone Cold versus Mr. McMahon, Daniel Bryan's road to WrestleMania, The Shield's entire run. All of those required consistent presence over extended periods. You can't do that with a rotation system. It's impossible. Wrestling is different from other forms of entertainment. It's not like a TV show where you can binge watch old episodes to catch up.
Wrestling is about being present. It's about weekly emotional investment. It's about fans knowing that every Monday night or Friday night, they're going to see the performers they love. When you remove that consistency, you damage the connection between performer and audience. Period. Several superstars have pointed this out to management. They've said, and I quote from a secondhand report, "We've spent years building relationships with these fans. Now you want us to disappear for months? Do you understand how hard it is to rebuild momentum after being gone that long?" Trust the system. The same system that brought us the Retribution storyline. The same system that completely botched Karrion Kross's main roster debut. The same system that stop-started push after push for talented performers. That system? Here's something WWE probably didn't think the talent would figure out, but they did. If you're off television for extended periods,